What's it mean to be a DJ in 2017 and moving forward? So for context, Leon, full-time international touring artist and DJ. You won't even admit to being a DJ, and I'm somewhere in the middle. Maybe we start off with you, Leon. Grab the mic. What does it mean to be a DJ in 2017? And hold the mic up a little bit if you can.
I think it's just across, doesn't matter the year. The year from back then to now is just pleasing the crowd. You know, making sure the people is happy, you know. A lot of DJs play for themselves. It's not about you. It's not about playing your favorite song, you know. It's about pleasing the crowd. So that is what every DJ should be most focused on, just pleasing the crowd, you know. 2017 DJs, I will say, you know, the newer generation is more about the fame. They want to be known, you know, and they're to the crowd because they're playing songs that they want to hear, you know what I'm saying? So I'll probably say that'll be my take on it. At the end of the day, just please the crowd, you know.
But there's more DJs now. Does that mean necessarily that there's more good DJs? What do you think, Kish?
No, not necessarily so. I think we're getting towards, you mentioned it, Leon, superstar DJs and, you know, experiences as well. So, like, you go out to, say, beach afternoon club, or those sort of experiences out in Las Vegas, or like those kind of club nights which have a certain sort of theme or style to it across the world. That's something that has an experience across the world. That's where I think the DJ is earning their sort of like their rep, as it were, these days. It's getting more and more tough for like DJs who are on the base level, who are sort of like from the grassroots up, or making a name for themselves.
Even with SoundCloud and Mixcloud?
Yeah, it's ironic. They're getting more and more stifled and limited in being how creative they can be in terms of what tunes they can drop and stuff. I think the crowd are kind of like, the masses out there in the public, they are kind of driving that a bit.
But wait, in our day, in the 90s, if you had 300 people that liked you as a DJ, you felt good. You might not be able to build a career on it, you might still have to have another job. But now, I think with Mixcloud, SoundCloud, Facebook, and Instagram, you can have 300 people who appreciate, at the very least, your song selection for playlists on Spotify, if not your ability to mix, you know, everything that a DJ can do pre-rocking a crowd. So isn't it the greatest time ever to be a DJ, especially with how little money it costs to get into the game? All you need to do is just love music and then get the basic equipment.
I actually think it's more challenging for a DJ because of technology. You have to build a brand more than ever. And in order to build that brand, you have to do a certain route before you can then sort of like be a bit more left field or a bit more of a unconventional.
But you don't have a brand, and we like you as a DJ. And that's not just, you've got a crew of people, like a dozen of us, or a few dozen that would enjoy to hear you DJ, and you are a DJ. So why do you need to be an international touring DJ, or why do you need to be like a DJ/content creator?
I guess if I was to sort of earn my keep, earn my money, you know, it's very great to have you and Leon as a fan, and a fair few others. I would probably count like a few, probably 100 or so people that would be loyal enough to support me out there. But in order to earn my keep, I need a lot more than that on a regular, consistent basis. And that's where, like, you need to turn your DJ into a trade. And what I do, I certainly couldn't justify that from the stuff that I do.
Well, to add on that, 2017 DJs, it takes too easy to be a DJ. First of all, we had to go through the loops to become a DJ back in the day.
Wait, tell people about you back in the day. What's your background?
Back in the day, carrying crates, learning how to mix without cue point buttons, learning how to put a sticker on your marker so you know which song you want to jump with the needle to. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of 2017 DJs that use the sync button.
But you could argue that their sync button is that sticker. They're just making with what they got. Like
the sync button is to align the BPMs.
No, I know, but the sync button is a metaphor for the easiest possible thing you can do. It's the hack. The same way that you had I mean, there would have been guys that have seen you put stickers on vinyls and been like, that's cheating.
That's marking.
I know, but there would be dudes that would be like, that's cheating. You know, people just do that. At any one point when you come into DJing, there's a barrier to entry. And the barrier to entry, we all admit, has gone lower and lower and lower to the point where people like us that have turntables are also keeping DDJ SBs on backup for when we go overseas and do shows.
That's true. By all means. I became a push button DJ because this is what is up now, you know, in the clubs. But at the end of the day, if you're not really true to the art of becoming a 1200 DJ, meaning like rocking on 1200s, I really don't consider you to be a DJ.
In the truest sense of the word.
In the truest sense, if you don't know how to play on vinyls, I don't consider you to be a DJ.
And let me just add as well. I don't really hate on the fact that technology has made DJing easier, but it's also about DJs knowing their tunes, knowing certain structures, how they fit together, what creates an element of euphoria, what works at this particular point in time of the night, and that sort of builds up to making a great DJ. And I will say, actually, I do give credit for some of the superstar DJs. You know, they may get a fair amount of flack, but some of them, maybe even like Calvin Harris, they do that really well. They know that, and that's why they are as big a brand as they are today.
I also got to say, you know, I'm talking from the hip-hop point of view. You know, when you're in different genres of music, the cue buttons, the sync buttons, like, you know, I understand why it's needed, you know what I'm saying? But hip-hop, if you're doing hip-hop, I don't respect it.
Okay, can I ask then, who's your favorite hip-hop DJ at the moment?
At the moment?
At the moment, yeah.
I really can't say. You mean mainstream? Last one I like. I really wouldn't. It's tough. It's really tough because number one, I really don't follow other DJs. It's nothing, you know. It's just I don't follow other DJs unless they're like scratching. Like that's who I would follow. Like my brother DJ Diamond, the artist. You know, he's dope. Like from the Executioners. Like, you know, if I was to say a dope DJ, I would probably say it would be him because he is the meaning of what I would consider a DJ. You know what I'm saying? We could go from turntable, we could go to CDJs, and we could go to controllers and rock a crowd. You know what I'm saying? Some people can only do virtual DJ. I don't knock out virtual DJ, you know, y'all are selectors. You know what I'm saying? I don't really consider that to be, you know, again, a DJ.
Let me ask a question. And what is there, taking it with more of a focus on us on a day-to-day, like when you call yourself a DJ, whether it's whatever equipment you use, is it harder to be a DJ? We had a discussion earlier on, which I wanted to pause and talk about now on camera, which was there is too much music coming out. Or that's my opinion. That's not a statement. But there is so much music coming out that how can you stay on top of it? You know, like you were talking about Drake, Passion Fruit, dropped, and within 48 hours it's on radio rotation. Girls, guys singing along, expecting it in the club. But in that 48 hours, you might have just flown in from overseas and not even had a chance to play that record. Like, how do you stay on top as a DJ with so many new records coming out? I would say one of the biggest trends for me in the last 3-4 years is I get caught out probably once every set with a request for a song that I don't have, and that never used to be me. I was on every record. It was, you know, a WAV file or an MP3 320 kilobytes, like high-res record pool or iTunes version of a song. You couldn't catch me without a full clip. Now people are asking for records. I'm like, boy, when did it come out? Oh, like 4 days ago on SoundCloud? Like, give a brother a second to get my act together, you know what I mean?
You kind of need like several days of the week just to go through the backlog of all of the emails and all of the new tunes that come through in order to prepare for your next gig and stuff.
Is it too much?
It is too much, yeah, it's too much.
Even as a music fan? Because you've not heard Kendrick's album yet,
no,
right?
No. And that's just literally through time constraints, that's all. I've barely even had a chance to check out Drake's album at the moment. And yeah, there's apparently another new Kendrick one coming soon, too.
Let me ask you a question, though.
Go on.
Is it because we're in our mid-30s? If you were 25, would you have missed the Kendrick album? Is a little bit coming...
Yeah,
is it us inside out rather than the game having too much music?
I think there's an element of truth in that, more in the sense that in our generation... I'd like to think that we listened to tunes pretty much, we gave them a good chance. We actually listened to it all from beginning to end, the whole 3 or 4 minutes worth. And say the people are coming up who are the younger consumers of music today, they don't listen to, like, say, the whole album or invest their time as much listening to the whole track. They only want, say, like a minute or two and then move on to the next one. And I think there's an element of that in that thinking. also think that there's so much more competition out there. Yes, it's become more easier to DJ, so we can all become a DJ now. Even say with like turntablism, it's more accessible than ever. I know like Technic 1210s are dumb, but we have Pioneers, and they're the equivalent, so they're much more widely available for you to invest in technology to become like a turntablist DJ. But that's the problem. It's so many more now. Many of them very good too with their skill. Too much competition, and as a consequence, it's actually much more harder to ply your trade as a DJ than ever before, I think.
Is it fair that you have to build a brand alongside being a DJ? We were discussing this in the apartment just now about Facebook and different social platforms you're talking about when there was less DJs and equipment was more expensive and everything was on vinyl, competition kind of took care of itself because not everybody could come in the game. Even if you had all the vinyls, you'd need a crew to carry it around behind you.
30 crates.
Is the additional responsibility to be well known or make it somewhat of a living at a DJ, is that fair or unfair? Because for me, I just feel like it's the game. It's where we are today, and it's what you got to deal with. But I know that's not sentiment everyone agrees with.
For a brand, it's needed if you want to do club. Now you got to understand what kind of DJ you want to be. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a club DJ, you got to have to be a brand because people want to have to come out and see. That's what is 2017's club life is like now for promoters. Promoters don't want to promote. They want to book the DJ that has a big brand that's going to bring people out to their event. Is it fair? No, because if you're well known, but I'm a totally better DJ than you, you're going to get the gig because you could pull a bigger crowd than me. So that's
the market.
That was never the market back in the day.
But it's the market today.
That's the 2017 market. So that goes back to your first question.
So who's next to die? Let me make sure this is still filming. I'm going to keep it running. I'm just going to keep it so raw because I just want to make sure that we don't run out of time. Yeah, it's still running. Okay. So who's going to die first? The promoter or the DJ? Because if a promoter had your... Yeah, I agree. Why?
If I could bring 300 people to a venue that holds 250, why would I wait for a promoter? I could go to the management or the talent coordinator for the club and say, "Oh, hey, I want to have a night at your club."
But are DJs smart enough to do that? Because a lot of the DJs I know, especially the ones that I see complaining on Facebook every 10 minutes, they're dumb.
Well,
they're complainers.
The DJs who know they could bring a crowd, they charge a bigger ticket than the regular other DJ.
Yeah. I was going to say that I actually think it was going to be the other way around. I thought you were both going to say the promoter rather than the DJ.
The promoter's dead.
Oh, sorry, the other way around. Sorry about that. DJ would die rather than the promoter. The promoter would end up becoming the DJ. That's what I was...
That's happening as well, too. Back
the promoter will just take full control of what music they want to play.
They will do the beginning of the night, but they will also need a DJ at the end of the day. I guess it could be a 50-50, but I definitely say the DJs is now becoming, depending on your business savvy too. If you know how to, take control of, maximize on what you're able to bring to the table, of course you can be like, why am I wait for a promoter? I'm gonna go to the club and I'm gonna tell the club, listen, I could do X, Y, Z a night. Let's make a deal. You know what I'm saying? For the up and coming DJs, they need the promoter because the promoter has the venues and they don't at the moment able to pack a club. So we need the promoters. You see what I'm saying? So
that's right.
They have to, you know what I'm saying? So depending on where you at in your life. So that DJ that would needed the promoter will now become the promoter later on in life if he does it correctly.
It's almost like the DJ is the middleman in the game, ironically, even though it should be the other way around.
Yeah, because I feel like if a venue or a promoter was to say to me, you need to, I'll book you, but you need to fill this club or sell 20 tickets or 50 or whatever, I'd be like, well, I need some of your money then. Mm-hmm. Because when it comes to DJing, I don't ask you to come up here and cut up these turntables. Mm-hmm. That's my job, and your job is your job. And what I'm really excited about is I think there's a purge coming for the DJs and for the promoters, because I think the weaker DJs are about to get washed out. I think the weaker promoters are about to get washed out, because as we start building our own audiences in our own markets, we never need to. And I'm a promoter, by the way. I'm the promoter that at Soul on Sundays at my gig in Manchester, I opened up for my own gig because there was only 6 people in the venue, and I thought, okay, let me use this as an opportunity to learn how to play vinyls. And it was awful, But luckily, there was only 6 customers there, and then a proper DJ would come on afterwards. But I also see a lot of DJs complaining about, like, this promoter wants me to sell tickets. And I'm like, you need to look at that as an advantage, because one thing that rings true is he who owns the customer is king. And if you own your customers, actually the venue's going to throw the promoter out before the DJ, because either the DJ is going to do the promoter's job or the promoter's going to do the DJ's job, and we're going to figure out which way that goes in the coming years. But for my part, as a DJ first, promoter second, I'm trying to wash the promoters out.
Depending on your business side, because some DJs don't want to have nothing to do with it. Just book me for my talent and I go home. I don't have to be on social media every night, 30 posts talking about this one flyer. You know what I'm saying? For me now, my business savvy is I'm going to the owner. Listen, I have a nice little following. You know, me and you could come together on a night that you have and build. You know what I'm saying? Now, sidebar now, I would definitely want to say this though, for the DJs that's up and coming, you know, y'all hurting us by lowballing it, the game, you know what I'm saying? Keep your prices at market value, because a lot of promoters is not going to book me because of my price. They're going to go book up and coming DJ, which I have no hate on you guys, for a cheaper price.
But that, again, is the market, Leon. Wouldn't you argue that is just the market? When you go to a store right now and you've got all your favorite muffins, and on the end of the aisle, there's a new muffin company that's just giving away muffins.
True.
That's basically saying, taste my service versus what you're used to, and if you like it, switch over. That's the fundamental economics of it.
No, that I understand. Of course, if I'm on the promoter side, why book DJ Remarkable and I could get John Doe over here? He can't play as good as DJ Remarkable, but he could put songs together.
But then wouldn't DJ Remarkable, or any DJ, myself included, which is what I do with my money, is take that money, invest it in my personal brand, so that new up-and-comer who's prepared to do it for free, who cannot guarantee any people to come to the club because he or she is so new, that they can't compete with you, because when everything is said and done, if you look at it, if we really boil it down to what it is, it's about making the cash register ring.
Exactly.
Which DJ makes the bar hop rather than the floor hop? Like, it used to be about making the dance floor move. Now it's about who can make the cash register move. And if you can say, well, look, I've been nice on the ones and twos. I've always been good at DJing, but I also have this following. For example, this thing that we're doing right now, when this goes out on my Facebook, all of the Raj Kotecha followers are now going to know who Remarkable is. And they already know who Kish is, because he's been on my social platforms many times. And all of the hardcore music heads that follow him will know us too, and the heads that follow you will know us too as well, right? So it's about that,
Circle
because
of life.
whether I pick up a couple of your fans because they like the way I kick it on this podcast, and vice versa, all the way around, they're now people that might be like, you know what, well, I know Remarkable's nice. I'll go on camera now and say, I've seen you DJ, 6 times as a minimum in Dubai, and you've toured it every time. So now whoever's just heard Raj Kotecha say that will be like, well, next time I'm in Remarkable City, if I've got a choice of 5 clubs, I'm going to go to where Remarkable's playing. And they know that they'd follow you on Mixcloud because I follow you on Mixcloud. So actually this hustle, this additional effort that we put into pumping out content for our followers is the reason why we're going to fill the clubs, and why that new guy or girl is not going to take your money away.
I could 100% agree with you, because that's why DJ Remarkable is now building as a brand. It's all been on your business savvy, you know what I'm saying? Because a business person, you know, is going to be like, okay, these guys are going to, you know, take my job, so how can I excel over these guys? DJ Remarkable could pack a club. So the promoter going to be like, I could pay this guy $100. He could DJ the whole night for me. But I could pay DJ Remarkable a couple more $100, and I don't got to do that much work. That's how I stay afloat. Because promoters nowadays don't want to do no work. They want to book a DJ that can pack their club. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I, you know.
That's why I think promoters are about to get washed. Because if people are, if you as a DJ say, hey, come to my night, the entry is $30 US, $30, come on my guest list, get in for 20 before midnight. Each email record that you get is a customer that you can then take to another venue, which actually starts building you the same muscle that the promoter has.
Yes.
So from an economic point of view, I think promoters are going to get washed because they are relying too much on the DJ as a crutch to bring people to the club. I also at the same time think that DJs are about to get washed because there are lots of DJs, especially here in Dubai, that are not from Dubai. They're from all over the place, and they come here because it's land of opportunity, and they're complaining about, oh, the sync button, oh, this DJ is undercutting me. And I'm like, no, you just didn't work hard enough to build up your fan base, and you're complaining and not recognizing where the market is today. Now, is it necessarily fair? Well, it's fair because it's the market. Is it ethical? No, in some cases. One DJ will knowingly undercut another DJ, knowing that they're going to stop their money. So that's not ethical. But within those ethics, it's still within the perimeters of the market. So I feel like the DJs that complain are about to go, because I, in 18 years, have never worried about getting a show. Dubai, anywhere else, any other country I've lived in, you know, UK, Canada, it's just not something I worry about. So it's all about putting that additional effort in.
It's a lot of the old school guys are really complaining, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The young guys are not really complaining. It's the old school guys complaining because this is what they have to go through. Because when you're old school DJ, it's all about rocking the club. New school DJs now pack the club. Yeah. So it's the old school guys that's really, you know.
God, you're beginning to sound like Gary Vaynerchuk. But what you say is totally real talk. You know, it's
he
just the
baptized
market,
that.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I've never complained as a result of listening to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like, if you work in marketing, speaking of Gary Vaynerchuk, if you work in marketing and your job was always, every year you must do this many flyers, this many brochures, this many booklets, this many posters, and then social media comes along and the job description changes and the responsibility to the business changes, and the person's like, nah, but for the last 10 years I've just been doing flyers, brochures, da, da, da. And you go, yeah, but the game changed. So we don't worry about those people, they just get fired. But what it is about being a DJ is our job description changes, but we don't go through we don't go to DJ university and graduate and get taught modules. We have to set these challenges for ourselves and then level up.
Keep up with the time.
And keep up with the times. Yeah, exactly. So if all of a sudden social media comes along and we didn't give up, there's no professional exams. Like when you're a DJ, not when you're a doctor, you might want to do brain surgery or, you know, hair, ears, nose, throat. You go through these professional exams and you level up to stay in the game and to earn more. But no one ever says to a DJ, oh, well, listen, you're great at cutting, mixing, scratching, selecting, but now I need you to do a course on Facebook. We have to give those exams to ourselves to go up our professional exams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, you continue.
No, it's all right.
What do you think?
I totally agree.
Right now.
No, I totally agree with everything you're saying, because at the end of the day, for me, you know, I had to get with social media to keep my brand alive. You know, like I came to Raj today, I was like, Raj, what's up with this? You know what I'm saying? Because I need to keep my brand alive through social media, and that's why a lot of old timers not gravitating, because it's like you're teaching your mom how to text on the phone. They didn't have text back in the day, you know what I'm saying? So everything is brand new for them, you know. For me now, you know, I'm with the time, so I could see, okay, this is what the young boys is doing. All right. I gotta get my Instagram up, I gotta get my likes up. Okay, what I gotta do now? I gotta go do some marketing, you know what I'm saying? Because promoters want to ask me, how much following do I have? You know, back in the day, they're gonna be like, you rock this crowd? Like, all right, cool, you know what I'm saying? I got the guests for you, rock them, you know what I'm saying? Like I keep saying, you know, now it's all about your social media platform. Like, what can you do?
How are you two finding DJing in Dubai, the experience of DJ culture in Dubai?
I love it here. The people is amazing. They're responsive, you know. Back home, it's who's DJing, then they want to like the music. Here it's like, I like the music, who's the DJ?
Say that again? That's a jewel. Say that again.
Back home, it's who's the DJ, I like the music. Here it's, I like the music, who's the DJ? They liking my music.
That's a jewel.
They liking who I am now.
That's a huge jewel.
No.
I love it. Here's why I love it. When you DJ as part of someone's day or their night. So if you're in England and you're asking someone to come out and party with you, and they got rained on that day, they missed their train, they've got to get a train home at 11:30 because that's the last time they're going to be able to get home. They've had a bad day, the weather's not been particularly good, the food was overpriced, they got shoved out of the way getting onto the subway. Well, you're DJing to that person, and it's cool because we have talent and we can turn that person's night around, no problem. Whereas here, you're DJing to people that a lot of people left work at 6, went home, had a nice meal, relaxed, had a couple of drinks, came to the bar, had a few more drinks, danced, had fun, went home safely, zero crime, taxi doesn't cost too much money, service is generally good. So the people you're DJing to here, and if you take that a level up, it's what you said, which is, I like the music, who's the DJ? I'm having fun.
I'm having fun, yeah.
I'm having fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I won't deny the lifestyle here is a lot more comfortable than, say, London. Although I'm always going to be a Londoner through and through.
Yeah.
I almost value, say, like the grittiness and sort of like the less sort of smooth aspects of London as opposed to Dubai. And as a consequence, DJing is a different sort of like a demographic in that respect. I guess there'll be other spots around the world where DJs could capitalize on it. They can find their home more, rather than say America or the UK, where it's been very established DJing culture over like the last 20, 30 years. There are other sort of countries around the world coming through where the entertainment and music industry is coming much more to sort of the emergence, much more part of the popular discourse over there. And that's where people appreciate music a bit more from that perspective.
All right, dope. Anything else you want to talk about? We're going to wrap this. What do you want to say?
What if I had to say to the DJs, learn the culture, man. Learn the culture that you're in. If it's gonna be hip hop, if it's gonna be house, if it's gonna be EDM, if it's gonna be rock, learn the culture what it is.
Why? Because you're saying it?
Not because I'm saying it.
It's because it's good for them.
It's good for it will be good for your career.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, you know, like I was saying, I was ranting about the whole push button DJ and sync button and buttons. You know, in EDM it's cool. You need to do that because it all depends on, it's 3 DJs. There's a DJ that scratches, there's a DJ that mixes, and there's a selector.
Yeah.
You know, pick your side. You know, I'm talking from the scratching side. That's why I don't agree with the push button. You know, in my genre of mainly of choice, we don't need the sync button. So, you know, when I see guys coming in my genre pressing the sync button, it's like, you didn't learn a career. You just came in here and just bought this unit. The unit made it easy for you to do. So now you're going to give yourself the title of being a DJ.
See, what I think is dope then is that these are kind of like fast food McDonald's DJs. They're doing it very, very fast, quick. Like they get to a stage in their career that would have maybe taken 5 years if they'd started 15 years ago, and that would have crumbled them and washed them out. But what I do agree with you, I think the biggest point of this whole podcast is learn the craft. I think a lot of DJs say learn the craft just like on some old man, but learn the craft because it will benefit you. Yeah. Because ultimately, if you like burgers and fries, and then you learn how to go and make one from scratch, you'll appreciate more the fast food one, and you'll appreciate more the original way of doing it. So if you came up on MIDI controllers, if you came up on the sync button, well, actually just go back one generation and go get CDJs.
Yeah.
Because you'll learn, you'll enjoy that more because it's more, in food they call it artisan. You know, it's more like from the ground up, like you get your hands involved a little bit more with the actual mixing. And if you like that, then go back another generation to vinyls. Yeah. Because when you then go, oh, you know what, I got to go to Barcelona for 2 nights, I'm going to grab my DDJ. Well, your appreciation of what that DDJ does for you is much better and actually will make you be a better DJ. Because a lot of my tricks that I do, when I really get the crowd moving, a lot of the tricks, I first mixed them on vinyl back in the day. And I transferred that old analog style of mixing and just had the DDJ replicate it, whereas another guy who started in the DJ wouldn't even know how to put those sounds together.
And that's what's funny because you guys will go to a club, turntablism is back. We're back in full effect. So you may go to a club and there's only turntables there. You have to be in your computer pressing Q and W and 1, 2, 3 or using the QWERTY system to control the club because you can't rock on 1200s or you can't rock on vinyl, shall I say. It doesn't matter about 1200s or, you know, what brand your turntable are. You know, as long as it's vinyl, you're good with me.
Cool. We good?
We good. Thank you very much, Ross.
Thank you so much for taking the time,
Leon.
Kishan, Leon. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. There is absolutely no reason why we've done it. We just did it because we know that all of us have a lot of DJs that follow us on social media. And if you're just cooking or cleaning your car or whatever, then maybe listening to us talk about DJing might help you pass the time.